Hi friends, I hope everyone is doing well. These are all the papers that were created in the Monoprinting tutorial part 2 video. I did come in and add detail to some of the papers with Posca pens. In this video, I'll be using these papers to create collages. I did the same type of video after part 1. As with the collages made in that video, I will use most of these papers, but I will give myself some leeway by using acrylic paint on some of the grounds or adding accent color papers from my stash if needed. I will add links to all the videos I talked about in the description area if you haven't watched them and you want to take a look. The collaging section of this video will be music only. I'll come back in at the end during the art review and outro section, so let's get started. I did use the majority of the monoprinted papers in this collage session. These are the papers that I didn't use, and I'll just put them in my stash so I can have them available for future projects. I did want to point out that I really love this paper. It has a vintage look to it. I love that it has some of the paint that was left over on the gel plate from the other print on this paper. I'd like to recreate it for other papers that can be added to my stash. It'd be nice to have a series of collages with a vintage look to them. So let me put these aside so we can talk about the collages. I like that this collage has a light, calming feeling. Most of my recent collages have been very bright and colorful. Also, I like that I added this blue piece of paper here. It helped to define the shape of this paper above it. Having a diagonal shape adds interest to this collage since the other papers are at 90-degree angles. I love the grungy, muted look of this collage. Like the previous collage, this one has a nice change of style for me. This collage has a good juxtaposition between the bright ground and the first layer of collage papers to the muted collage papers of what I'm calling the second layer, and then this is the final layer. I'm happy with the way this turned out. Again, love the muted colors of this collage. Also, I'm glad that I decided to tear the edges of the papers instead of having straight edges. It adds a nice detail to the collage. Another muted color collage. I'm happy with this composition. There are 7 different papers in this collage, so there's a lot going on. Your eye should be traveling around the collage, looking at all the different elements. Let me know if your eyes are doing this. I edited out a lot of the footage showing the multiple compositions using these papers. Once I started cutting around the images, I knew there was no going back. I had to use the images in this format. I wanted to showcase them, but still have a cohesive collage. So by adding the block style papers underneath as the first layer helped to achieve this. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it inspired you to monoprint papers and use them in your art practice. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Take care.